All right. So some people are having some problems with the Aroma installer, and there's seems to be some confusion that I've been seeing on the thread post. Not just with the swag ROM, but with other ROMs too. Not sure what the issue is or why people are making this out to be more complicated than it is. So I'm just going to go over it and show you how it works for those that aren't quite clear. So what we're going to do is I'm booted into recovery, and we're going to go and do like we're going to flash the ROM like we normally do. Flash zip from SD card, choose, and then we are going to go to the SOS-X-N 2.09. And then you're going to hit it like you're installing it, and the Aroma is going to start. Ta-da! So here we go. It's pretty basic. All you have to do is read it and follow the prompts, and that's pretty much what you need to do. It's pretty self-explanatory. So right here, there's the disclosure. We all know what this says. Make sure you hit agree, and then hit next. Alright, and then the changelog comes up, and you can see all the things that have been changed and added. And you can see that I've added the hot fixes in already, and what I did is I wiped the whole thing out, and I'm going to do a fresh install so I can show you guys how all this works. Okay, so now for those that aren't really into having all the options, you can just hit a typical installation, which is the first one up here, and that'll just give you a basic stripped down ROM with nothing flashy or fancy added in it. You'll get the regular Sense flip clock and the HTC Rosie. If you want the custom install, which is what I'm going to do, you're going to have some options. So we're going to pick custom, and I'm going to pick the SOS-X Deodext, and then we're going to go down to the kernel. And I'm not a fan of overclocking. I know some of you guys are. I'm sticking with the stock kernel because that's just my preference. Boot animation, again, I'm going with the stock one, just my preference. Fonts, I'm going stock. The status bar notification pull down. Thing you want to remember is when you're doing this, if you've picked the Deodext ROM, you need to pick the Deodext add-ons that go with it. So don't try and mix the two because it's not going to work out. Basically, it just tells you what it is. So we've got the black status bar with white text on a gray background. Sounds good enough to me. And it's got the recent apps. I like that. I know a lot of guys don't. So if you don't like the recent apps, just pick the ones that say no RA. Then we're going to go down to the dock. And here we have our choices of Rosie. So the first one is just basic. It has just a, well, it's the Sense 4.0 clock, and then it has no icons on the dock. The themed one, which is the one I'm going to go for, is going to have the docks that are themed with the phone icon and the browser icon. And then down at the bottom, the last portion is the N version for the lock screen. So if you pick SOS-N, there's your options for your lock screen. So you can just read those and go ahead and pick them. Again, if you're doing a Deodext, pick all the Deodext things that go with it. If you picked Odext, make sure you picked all the Odext versions that go with it. Don't try and mix the two. Then we're going to hit next. And then it's going to say start the installation wizard. Install now. And off it's going. It's running. Now again, I really like this Aroma installer. It's very fast. It doesn't take very long to flash the ROM. And then when you're done, you have two options. You can reboot as normal, or you can not reboot and flash anything else that you want to flash along with the ROM, such as the A to SD, or any kind of themes that you want to add in, or any kind of other applications that you want to add in that are zip files. So you have the option to do that. So once this flashes, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I do next, which is going to be flash the A to SD. And then I have a text message theme that application that I like to use, I'm going to flash that as well. So through the magic of camera, I'm going to pause this now and let this, oh, never mind, here we go. And there you go. You can see that as I was talking and babbling on, this thing flashed. So here we go, finish, didn't take long. So here we go, hit next. And now you have the option to reboot your device now, or to not reboot now. I'm going to, if you want to reboot and you're cool with this, go ahead and reboot it, and then your ROM's going to install and it's going to boot up normally. I want to add some other things in, so I'm not rebooting it now. Hit finish, and it takes me back. Now I'm going to add in the other things that I want to add in. Which is my blue and gray themed MMS zip, which I got off of XDA. That's in. And then I'm going to flash my ATA SD. And that's it. We're done. Reboot now. So there you have it. It's done. The Aroma installer is really nice. I really don't know what the issue is or why people are having problems with it. The thing's great. It does what it's supposed to do, and it does it very well. So there it goes. It's booting up now. I'm not going to bore you guys with this. You know what happens from here. So thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you guys out. If it did, pass it along, and if it didn't, sorry.